Hi everyone, Reuben Packer-Hill from McGrath Estate Agents. Today we are fortunate enough to be joined by Mr. Julian Simmonds, of course a Federal Member of Parliament. Julian, thank you so much for being with us.
Pleasure mate, pleasure.
Now today we wanted to talk to Julian about growing up in the western suburbs. Many of you will recognise Julian as one of our local councillors for the last few years. But many of you may not have realised that he grew up here in the western suburbs. Julian, can you tell me a little bit about growing up locally?
Oh mate, I'm a passionate supporter of our local area, but particularly the western suburbs. I grew up out at Moggill, went to Moggill State School, was taught to swim at John Carew Swimming School, and now teach my little boy there as well. Played AFL at Kenmore Bears, and of course went to university at UQ. So the area's just got everything. It's got a fantastic lifestyle. It's where I've chosen to raise my young family now as well. It's a testament. I've never got any further than living in Fig Pocket in Taringa. I've lived my whole life in the western suburbs.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for sharing.
Pleasure.
Now, of course, recently we've seen some announcements around some upgrades to local road infrastructure, more specifically around sort of Kenmore and Indooroopilly roundabouts. What are some of the plans around those roundabouts?
Well, as I said, we've got a fantastic local lifestyle, but if there's one thing I'd want us to get on top of, it's making sure we keep on top of tackling traffic congestion. And I see a big part of my role is to secure federal funding in order to kickstart some of these projects we've been waiting on for too long. I've secured 25 million and 12 million respectively for Indooroopilly and Kenmore roundabout, so we can replace these local congestion bottlenecks. They're safety hazards as well, and we can get people home to their families or to sport wherever they're going sooner and safer.
Fantastic. I'm sure a lot of us would agree that we'd like to see something done with those roundabouts, so thank you for that. Out of interest, I know you're a passionate supporter of the community. Are there any other plans to sort of support the western suburbs of Brisbane?
Well, as I said, I just want to make sure we retain our local lifestyle, which is such a fantastic resource for us. So, and including for my own son. So, just making sure we remain a green and leafy area, making sure we support families, you know, particularly with infrastructure. I only recently made sure that the federal government finished off a $3 million project for a new stop, drop and go for Indooroopilly State School. So these are the things that make a tangible impact in families' lives, and I want to make sure they're supported.
Fantastic. Now, of course, locally over the last few months, we've seen improved market conditions with the housing sector. Are there any plans from a federal government, at a federal government level, to sort of help with affordability, especially with first home buyers?
Yeah, well, look, I think both home buyers and sellers can take some solace in the fact that we've got a strong budget and economic management now. We've lowered taxes so that people can keep more in their pocket. We hope that will lead to them spending more. But in particular as well, we're focused on delivering new funding for infrastructure, which we've just been talking about. And then from the 1st of January, we've got a new first home buyer scheme where the government is going to help guarantee some of those loans, so people will be able to get into the housing market for the first time with deposits as low as 5%, and that's going to be great because, as I said, this is a great family area, the western suburbs, and so many young people move out of their family home, want to establish here in the western suburbs like I did. That means they're first home buyers, and we want to give them a hand up.
Excellent, fantastic. Julian, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today.
Pleasure.
And of course, if you have any specific questions for Julian, please feel free to reach out to him direct. We'll leave some of his contact details on this post. Thanks.
Great, thanks mate. Cheers.